Well, tell me how you felt in that role play.
So you understood the frustration and the nature of it was what you said. It was very non-confrontational and very pattern interrupt like, but also the way you said it with the, like you said, the high elevated tone and everything. I was trying to think of how to be mean to you and how to like shut you down completely. I was having a hard time even thinking of that because of like the way it was going.
Let me tell you why. Okay. And this is when you hear people like Chris Voss talk about strategic empathy, the reason you felt like that, and this is what I wanted to get through to you and the whole group today, is because I was speaking from a place of like your lens and not my own, right? That's what you felt. I wasn't trying to convince you that like of anything. I was telling you what you were doing was smart. Stop listening to these people. I agree with you. I'm not talking about now, right? I'm talking about someday in the future, which both you and I know probably won't ever happen. But at some point, now I start talking in reasonable terms, right? And so you're a reasonable human. So I use these words that align with you in a belief system that you can't disagree with me. I say at some point in the future, come on, if you don't sell it or get the offer, you've got to at least look at some other options. I mean, that'd be the reasonable thing to do. For you to disagree with that would be completely off the rails. You're not going to show your weakness to a complete stranger and show me that you're going to go off the rails. You have to stay in reasonable land. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the whole takeaway from today, and that's why this was such a great call. I was so excited about this 20-second clip, because this is the problem with most of us is we're trying to be like this monotone, same script. It's all in the how, enthusiasm, tonality, delivery, pace, listening, asking hard questions, staying in the pocket, right? Not being afraid, showing courage, showing compassion, being somebody who that person wants to meet with.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when the call was done, the fact that he said that he's open to paying, 3% if somebody has a buyer told me that he's got, one of the two qualifications, since I wasn't able to, ask the main question since he cut me off. So I was wondering how exactly do you go about getting that opportunity when it's there, but it's just the complete pattern interrupt and making sure that you're differentiating your tone the whole time and speaking
the whole time. Yeah. And it's okay to tell the people that like, when they're like, I'm not interested in listing the home, I'm being dead serious when I say I'm not interested in listing the home yet either. I haven't seen it. I don't know the condition. I don't know if the seller's like a crazy person. I'm not lying. I'm being honest. I don't know either. This is detaching from the outcome. So I might even say something like, Sean, instead of trying to like talk about this over the phone, we haven't even met yet. So when I say that, most people are like, yeah, he's right. And then I say, listen, obviously you're a smart guy. You're not going to do anything unless it makes sense. Am I right? You have to say yes to that. Otherwise, you're telling me you're dumb. You are not going to do that, right? So you're a smart guy. Obviously, Sean, you're not going to do anything unless it makes sense. Am I right? You say right. So why don't we do the right thing? Why don't we simply have me over? I'll walk you through what I can do to help you. And listen, if it's not right for you, I'm fine. You could kick me out. But if you find some value, maybe it's something you consider down the road. This is the key thing, right? Telling them, when I tell you guys detach, let me do it one more time. Sean, if it's not right for you, I'm fine. Kick me out. We never have to talk again. When you can do that to a prospects are like, holy shit. You know what I mean? It's such a great strategy to like annihilate any resistance. They're so used to people trying to convince. I'm telling you straight up, if you find zero value in our meeting, dude, kick me out of the house. Right. And then when I follow it up and say, does that seem fair? Does that seem reasonable? It's so easy for you to agree.
Right. Yeah. When you drop the line of, you can kick me out if it's not helpful for you, like that specific line, it like, if this is the right term, it made it like visceral for me, like everything like came, like I could feel it, like the depth and sincerity of the call, which took it to a whole nother level.
And that's the thing. So I guess the takeaway for everybody is like, we have really good members inside this group. Like we just have to accept, and then practice the delivery, the how. And
Right.
with my role play partner, it's like, dude, I don't need you to be nice to me. I need you to be realistic, because if you're nice, you're not helping me get better. And if you're being nice to your role play partner, it's all for, you're wasting your time. Right. So that's why I like doing these role plays in front of 150 people or however many people are on this. It's like, dude, I like to get the nerves going. Right. It's like, hit me hard. And so I have to work on that skill set to really listen, to see where you're at. And then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But this is all the skills coming together, me staying in the pocket, ARPing, listening to your personality style. And so for you and everybody else, in your next role play session, I would work on, you see all the comments like expireds, everybody's mean, everybody's nasty. We have to meet the seller where they're at. And so that agreeable acknowledgement and matching and mirroring their tonality when we do that is probably the most important skill. So if you can sense the frustration, the second, Sean, you do not acknowledge that, you're done. The call's over.
Right. Okay.
So if you're an expired, as an example, and I'll leave you guys with this, and you're all pissed off, I'm going to say something about it. I'm going to say, Sean, listen, I sense the fact that you're super frustrated. You're probably getting just a ton of calls. Am I right?
That's correct. You're like the 100th person to call me in the last hour.
And it's so annoying. And I totally get it. And I don't want to be the guy that's annoying you, the annoying realtor. But I got to ask you, like, the house like yours doesn't not sell. What in the world happened? Right. So that'd be an example, because no other realtors are communicating this way. They're like, oh, I'm very sorry. I know. Boom. They just get even more pissed. You guys think you're being nice. You're pissing people off more.